AAA, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled Single Mom of 3 Mocked for Her Outrageously High Standards for Men. Let's get right into it.
These are the requirements that you need to have in order to date me, a single mom of 3 kids. Number 1 is that you need to be making at least $130K a year. And you need to have at least 2 side hustles. If you cannot make $130K or more, then you are out of my league. How do you expect to give me money for my kids if you only make $50K a year? Second is I don't date men that are younger than me because for obvious reasons. So if you are 26 and over, then you qualify. 26 to 35 is the age limit. Okay, I feel like 35 is pushing it because they look old as already. I'm 26, I'm a baby, so yeah. You have to have at least 3 cars under your name. Your second car has to have 8 seats because I have 3 kids. So I want them to be comfortable whenever we go with you on a trip or something. You want me to come with you, I'm gonna bring my kids, and you need to have enough space for my kids. So that's why I require you to have an SUV and a vehicle of your own if you're gonna be dating me. Another requirement is that you have to have a property under your name, and you have to be looking into getting your second property. You have to get a home that has 6 rooms because each of my kids have to be in their own room. So you have to be considerate. Purchase a house that has 6 rooms because that's only common sense. And if you cannot meet those requirements, then you're not the one. The last requirement is that it has to be pink. If it's not pink, no. Pink and brown go together. Pink and brown, like what? Duvalin, you know? These are the requirements.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny to me that I don't know if this is she's trolling, I don't know if she's being serious, but the video's going viral for obvious reasons, because it's ridiculous. There's no way in hell anybody who could meet her requirements is going to want a single mom of 3. There's none. But regardless of if she's trolling or not, I believe that this is kind of how a lot of women think. They think, I want this, and this is my reason for wanting this. I want you to have a car that can fit 8 people. I want you to have a house that has 6 rooms. Because I have 3 kids and I got to bring my kids with me and I'm a good mother. I understand that. I understand that you have needs. But guess what? Wants are free, right? You could want anything. It's free to want anything. You could want the moon. It's free. But to give is expensive. So the person that's going to give that to you, it's going to cost them a lot. And what they're going to get in return, a used good 3 times over? You know, do your kids have the same father at least? It's funny because if the shoe was on the other foot, if this exact woman, right, if she was in her man's shoes, she'd want a virgin, right? She wouldn't want herself, right? She'd be like, oh, I'm a high value man and I can afford a house with 6 rooms. So I want a woman that has no kids, right? Because that's the logical thing that a person that has a lot of stuff would want. They'd want someone else that had a lot of stuff. You have a lot of baggage, but you want a person with no baggage. Make it make sense, okay? But a lot of single moms, the reason why they feel this way is because they feel bad. They feel bad the fact that they're less now. They're less. They don't want to accept that they're not worth what they were before they had kids. They want to keep the same level of sexual market value. But it don't work that way, honey. It don't work that way. However, you know, she's not the only one. She's not the only one. There's other women that feel this way. And that's why I found another video of a delusional single mom. Let's listen to what she has to say and we'll respond.
So I've noticed lately that broke men are trying to convince single mothers that rich men don't want them. And the funniest thing about that to me is the reasons are usually like, oh, it's so much harder, it's going to be more expensive. They're looking at the children as obstacles. They're looking at these women as used goods. And here's the thing. Successful men don't base what they want off of how easy it is to get it. In fact, in my experience, when there's a bit of a challenge, it's more exciting for them. They're not going to go with the easiest lay, right? They're going to go with someone that's interesting to them. And the qualities that make someone a good mother really makes them an interesting person and a really good partner too. So, food for thought. These broke guys, dusty guys, really shitty guys are going to try to convince you that you're not worth as much because they're trying to get a baddie for a discount. So I've noticed.
You know, it's so interesting. I admit she's an attractive girl, but she's automatically not qualified. I would disqualify her because she has a kid. I'm going to be honest with you. Because I could find a girl just as attractive as she is, without children. And also a girl that's a lot smarter and not believing the bullshit she believes. She literally believes bullshit. Why she believes bullshit? Because bullshit makes a lot of women feel better. The truth doesn't make women feel better. Okay? This is why the whole the women's liberation movement, it's like anti-Christ, it's anti-God, it's anti-scripture, because scripture tells women not to do none of this stuff. Okay? Let's think about 1 Timothy 2:12. It says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over a man. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over a man. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, and the woman being deceived was a transgression. What it means that women are easily deceived. They are. Therefore, they shouldn't teach anybody. Because what are you going to teach anybody? Lies? Okay? Eve, look how, we think about the fall of man and woman in Genesis 3, where Eve believed the serpent. The serpent said, you won't die if you ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And she believed him, right? The serpent didn't deceive Adam. The serpent deceived Eve, okay? And so what it shows is that women are vulnerable. They are. They need headship from a man. They need us to protect them, because without our protection, they fall for devilish reasoning. Okay, Satan becomes their daddy if we don't protect them. Okay, so this lady here, she's attractive and her boobs are all perky and she's getting her makeup done. Satan is her daddy. Okay, do not wife up a woman like this, because it'll be nothing but chaos. And she told you up front, men like a challenge, men like a challenge. No, we don't. No, we don't. Okay, listen, a woman's 400 pounds. That would be a challenge today too. Do we want her? Okay, and the funny part about it is she tries to use shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right? So the shame part is she's saying that, oh, broke men say this, broke men say that. Hey, look at me. I'm not broke, right? I got status. I got fame. It's funny because, for the first time, and I got to admit it, this is the first time this has particularly happened. Someone approached me at my place of work. This is where I work. This was yesterday. My place of work, and they knew who I was from the gym. I mean, they knew who I was from YouTube. They was like, bro, I've seen you before. I'm like, where did you see me before? What do you mean? He was like, I've seen you on YouTube. And I got nervous because I never told I haven't told my job about my YouTube channel. My assumption is that they find out, they might not be happy about it because of how honest I am when it comes to women. But he's like, nah, you're calling me shape, right? I'm like, my jaw just like hit the ground. I was like, but it's that point now where I am, a Z-less celebrity. It's true. I got status now. People know me from my work. This is the first time it's really happened in my life. Now, I won't lie. I've been selling merch all over the country. I just sent some hats out around the country. Shout out to people that bought the hats, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not a guy that she could consider broke and dusty. I'm not broke and dusty, okay? I make money. YouTube pays my bills, okay? And clearly, I'm known, okay? So I could say I am in the authority to say that what she's saying about rich men and quality men is false. It's not true. And this is why a lot of women, if they follow her lead, they're going to be in ruin, okay? But women have already followed this lead. It's already started, okay? There's many women who are not even single moms, just regular women who followed this nonsense that men want a challenge, men want this, men want that. Oh, broke men this and broke men that, and rich men that. And they all of them know about rich men so much, but for some reason, her baby daddy's not rich, right? For some reason, and I'm guessing, I don't know, but for some reason, I'm assuming her baby daddy is broke, and now she's trying to find a new stepdaddy that's rich, okay? So if you knew so much, how come you didn't get a rich baby daddy? Anyway, because of nonsense like this, we have girls like this who are trying to figure out, why am I still single at 35? Why? Well, like I told you before, women should not teach, they should not lead, and they definitely should not have any authority over men. But if they have authority over women like this, this is the result. We're going to play her video, and then we're going to respond to it.
Why am I 35 and still single? I feel like this is an epidemic in the world. You have so many awesome women that are just out here looking for a good partner. I cannot stand dating websites. Me and my cousin, who is about 9.5 years younger than me, downloaded Hinge on a pop the balloon night just for fun. And when I say matched with a few people, but literally deleted it within 48 hours because I just couldn't deal. Like, I need to connect with someone in person. I need to see what your vibe is. I can't just connect with you based off of surface level things or, you know, little tidbits and facts that you're probably lying about. Yeah, I just feel like society has just taken a turn. Social media, although it's a blessing in a lot of ways, I feel like it's a curse because everybody is so accessible and nobody's willing to commit to one person or work on anything or kind of like fight through anything because, oh, well, I'll just move on to the next one. You know, here's a woman who doesn't have her standards as high or, you know, will turn a blind eye to certain things. And it's just not fair. It's not fair. So I know if I'm willing to be committed, loyal, dedicated, and really pour into a person, there has to be at least one other person out there that has the same morals and values. But I just don't get it.
It's so funny to me because she talks about it's not fair. Let me tell you something, baby girl. Fair is not in the Bible. You know that? You know that, by the way? Fair is not in Scripture. It's not. Okay? Things being fair is not, but there's things that are just. Okay? And if you don't follow Scripture and you're single, it's just. It makes sense, okay? Because even in Scripture, it said that young women should marry and bear children. It says that in Scripture. It literally does. It said that young women should get married and bear children. I wish I made this up, but I didn't. I just tell the truth. I just tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Let's say 1 Timothy 5:14, and I will therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children, guide the house, and give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. I will therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully, meaning without, to adversary being the devil to speak disapprovingly. The devil not approving of it. But you know what? Everything these women doing now, the devil approves of. The devil approves of you being 35 and still single and trying to figure it out because you're living up to your own standard. You're living up to your own standard. You're not living up to God's standard. You're not following Scripture. You're following your own beliefs. Oh, well, this is what I believe, and this is what I think, and this is fair, and this is women. We need to be liberated. We've been oppressed. Women have been unhappy. They've been discontent with their God-given gifts in life. They're not happy. Oh, we're not supposed to just be childbearing people. We're not supposed to, childbearing people. Oh man, we're more than that. We could be just like men, right? It's so funny to me because to me, to bear a child it's a beautiful thing, right? But women don't want to just be that. They want to. That's not good enough. They got to be like men. Their whole life, the women's entire existence has been trying to be like us. That's how much they're on our nuts. Okay, but let me tell you this: a girl like her, right? She has all these ideas, but no proof of concept. See, when I'm referring to the scripture has proof of concept. Okay? You follow Scripture, you will be married. You will have a family. You will be happier. Okay? And happiness will be a side effect. It wouldn't be the goal. God didn't tell you to chase happiness. The devil tells you to chase happiness. God tells you to chase purpose, and a consequence of you chasing purpose is going to be happiness. But a lot of these women are miserable because they're chasing happiness and they never find it. She's on a dating app. Oh, there got to be someone that thinks like me. There got to be a person that's just as stupid as I am, right? There's no one that's just as stupid as I am that's attractive and wants to struggle with me and fight with me. She said it in the beginning. No one wants to just commit to one person and fight and struggle. Why do I want to fight and struggle? Proverbs 31, a perfect wife, the perfect wife. It never said that she's going to be struggling with their wife. There's no way in Scripture that said that your perfect wife should be a woman you're struggling with and you got to fight with. Never. In fact, what they said was that you will trust her with your heart and she will never do you evil all of your days. All of the days of her life. She will never do you evil all of the days of her life. This woman from that jump trying to do you evil. From that jump, she's trying to give you a hard time. Does this look like a help meet to you? A girl that's going to help you? Or this is the girl that wants you to serve her? She wants you to serve her. And men are supposed to be served by their women. And we're supposed to serve our women too. But women are supposed to submit to us. And we're supposed to rule over them. At least the ones that are our wives. I'm not saying we're supposed to rule over all women. But our wives and our daughters, right? But so she wants to be a wife, but she doesn't want to submit. She wants you to submit to her. She wants you to serve her and live up to her ideologies. And she has no idea where her ideologies came from. But I'm going to tell you, baby, if your ideologies are not from Scripture, it's from the devil. Satan is your daddy, and that's why you're single. And the unfortunate thing about this is that at 35 for a woman, at 35, they literally have less than 3% of their eggs left. That's right. So fertility becomes a real issue starting at 35. Chances of getting pregnant becomes really hard. Very, very hard. You might need IVF. You might need the devil to intervene, okay? And listen, I don't want this to happen to women. I don't want them to have outrageously high standards and they can't find nobody. This is not what I want for women. But this is exactly what they're achieving by following nonsense, okay? I follow scripture because it takes all thought away from me. I don't got to think. I don't got to think and try to come up with what's, when I used to think about what's right and what's wrong and this and that, at one point I used to think God was the sun. I'm going to keep it real with you because I was like, we need the sun. The sun gives us energy. Nothing could exist without the sun. So God, wouldn't it make sense? God's the sun. We all could see the sun, right? We all could see it. And what I realized, the scripture says, no, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. No, God created the sun. No, God created the heavens. God created the earth, okay? And this is why we need to refer to the ancient text because it knows way more, infinitely more than we do. We are limited. We're not capable. We don't have the capacity to even conceptualize our origin, our being, and why we're here. This is why God gave us scripture, okay? So I'm not trying to preach to you. You guys can believe whatever you want to believe, but chances are what you believe is going to be inconsistent and not proven over time. That's my thoughts of it. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Channel blowing up. Shout out to everyone that purchased the hat. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.